And here's another episode of What the is this?
Y'all know what the rich told me?
Oh girl, what the rich told you?
And you may not believe this,
Come on now, of course I believe it. Tell me, what was it? What is it? What is it?
but they are not buying cars. They are leasing them.
Oh, that's all they told you? I mean, I could have told you that. Of course, rich people lease cars. They don't just buy cars because they're able to write it off. Rich people are not going to put all this money into cars because they understand it's a depreciating asset. But rich people, especially when they own a business, they have ways to write off a lot of these lease payments. So yeah, that's not a surprise to me.
And I just realized, because I just paid off my car that I have now. I have a 2020 Audi Q3. My next car, I'm going to just lease.
Oh, so this is the case of someone doing the right thing, finally paying off their car. And at that pivotal moment, what you could do is hold on to your car, do all the maintenance on it, save up money to buy yourself a car in the future. That way you don't fall in the trap of continually just having payments on a car. But she's she's thinking she could do what the rich do, what people with money do and people with businesses do. You see, you got to be careful what you watch on TikTok. A lot of the advice that people give about, leasing cars and things like that, it's not for the average person. It's for the business person and how to get a write-off. Now, I don't know if she's that, but in this video, I don't think she is a businesswoman. I think she's just a regular lady who got herself a nice car, 2020 at that. So it's a nice car. She lasts for a while. And she's at that pivotal moment where she's thinking, I could drive continually new cars and never owning one. That's the worst thing to do. If you're not, there's a level, okay? There's levels to this, and it feels like she's not on that level.
I thought, and I had it all fucked up, that, okay, you buy a car, you try to get out of debt, buy the car, own the title, right? Turns out that's not true.
No, it turns out it is true. That is true. That's how debt works. You don't owe, that's it. You got no debt. Putting yourself into a lease, I mean, come on, that's like forever renting a car. And you're not going to get the advantages that the rich have, as she calls the rich, as the rich have. You're not going to get that advantage. You're not going to be able to write this stuff off. So why in the world would you finally have a payoff car? And that's like the ultimate dream, is to have a paid off car and not have a car payment, and you want to jump right back in to just get a car payment when you have a car fully paid off. Why? Just why?
What they really doing, just because these cars depreciate in value, like this same car I paid $40,000 for is actually worth $20,000.
Yes, and that doesn't change whatsoever. It doesn't change whatsoever. Yes, you pay 40, now it's worth 20, but you know what else is worth? Is worth the fact that you're not paying interest, so you have no car payment, and now you have a car that's just yours. It's yours. You flat out own it. You take care of it, you drive it around for all those years not making a car payment. As I said, you can save up money to buy a car in the future, put some money in the market, invest, do other things in your life that you want to do. Girl, you're not tied down to a car. Do not get yourself into that mess. Stop trying to do what the rich do, and you're not rich. There's levels to it, okay? Rich people, they do leverage. Okay, they'd rather put their money into investments, into a depreciating asset. But middle class and people like us, we have to be really smart and strategic. And owning a car and riding that car till the wheels fall off is the number one thing that you want to do. You do not want to play that game.
Then here's what I'm realizing. I like to stay in a new car. That's why I try to pay it down, and so I can enjoy the perks of not having a car note but still having a decent car.
Well, if you want to be in a decent car all the time, well then, unfortunately, you're going to be just riding around with depreciating assets for the rest of your life.
With leasing, the price be as if you got a car note. You know what I'm saying? And it's not crazy amount of high. And I heard that they, cover all the maintenance with your shit. So you're not even liable.
You see, that's another misconception that people have with leases. And you need to really understand this. For people out there that get a lease, there's something about that you will you'll never see. And what you will never see is what the interest rate is. You don't know what it is. But I tell you this, the banks and the dealership, they know what that number is. And when you find out what that number is, how much they're charging you in fees in order for you to get, as she says, the free maintenance and to use that vehicle, because if you think that they, right, the dealership is going to eat that depreciating asset, that's not the case. There's something that they use that's called a factor. You might see that number, you have no idea what it is. But that factor, there is a way that you could determine how much you're actually paying in interest. And when you find out, you'll be extremely, extremely shocked. Because think about it. You're not paying for the maintenance. As she said, you're not paying for, you're not paying quote unquote interest. There's fees, but if you really pay attention, you'll see it. But some people, they don't see it. So you basically are paying for the fees. The fees are going to be added on top of that. Then you're not paying for, you think you're getting away with depreciation. You think the dealership is going to let you get away with all these things to take the car back and just eat the depreciation on the car? No, that is not how it works. And it seems like she is falling into that trap. But I guarantee you, if she looks deeper into a lease, she will realize that is not one of the best options. Now, okay, time out, pause. I would say once in your life, right? If you want that dream car and you want to just enjoy it and you want to own it, I think that's the best thing to do. Hands down. But to continually do that, continually lease, that is not a good thing to do. And that's how I feel about it.
I see why the rich say lease your cars, do not buy them, because they're really just toys.
Yes, to rich people, they're toys, they're crumbs. It don't mean anything. But to the middle class and us, oh, it means something. You cannot just have a car and act like it's just a toy. It's something that we all need in our lives in order for us to get to work and to get around. And for rich people, they can leave it in the garage and never even use it. So don't do the dumb thing. Pay for your car cash. That's the best route to go.